Yo, guys, what's going on? LuckyRave is back again to give you guys my live stream discussion slash review on Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, episode 21. Oh my god. Let me just be perfectly real here. All this content we're getting right now for this episode, and technically it's been like this since last week, but from last week to probably episode 25, all this stuff I would have figured would have been season 2 content, but the fact that we're getting it now is crazy in and of itself. Here's the thing I do want to address though, right off the gate, is that typically with 100 Years Quest, we cover about 3 to 4 chapters, usually. That's kind of how it would go with 100 Years Quest. This episode's a little different, though. Episode 21, crazy enough, we cover 5 chapters. That is nuts. Okay? We cover chapter 71, 72, 73, 74, a little bit of 75. But really take that into perspective here. And you gotta think, damn, 5 chapters in one episode? A lot of it's gotta be pretty action-based, right? Well, I'll tell you this. The stuff they cut out from the anime is a lot of the more jokey bits, I will say. That's for sure. They cut out a lot of the jokey elements that are in the manga, and they kind of just get straight to the point with this episode. Now, in some cases, that's actually fine. I mean, look at Bleach right now with the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. A lot of the comedy bits that are in 1,000-Year Blood War arc, at least from what I've known, they're kind of skimming past a lot of that stuff. So I kind of wonder if that's the same approach they're going with this, where a lot of the funny moments we get with 100 Years Quest kind of is, at least with this arc. Because we do kind of get some funny bits with, the Wood Dragon God arc, and of course with Mercphobia, with the Water Dragon God arc. But Elentear, as far as I've noticed, all the funny bits, not to say that they're non-existent, but they're kind of being taken away. And I'll get to some of the bits when we get there. So, first of all, with chapter 70, and this is how the episode starts off. So, we cut over, we see Urza, Wendy, taking on, and I'm just having water, by the way, okay? So, if any of you are wondering why I'm kind of pausing in between, gotta have a jug of water in you, especially if you're doing a stream, because you never know. The more you talk, eventually you're gonna be like, "Dang, I need that water." Yoko, one of the Moonlight Divinities, which is the actual episode title. This episode is titled Moonlight Divinities. So Urza and Wendy, they're dealing with Yoko's puppets, right? And Urza automatically going into Heaven's Wheel armor, Trinity sword. Wendy using the Sky Dragon roar, pretty badass, as always. But even still, they're still coming back. And Carla's like, wait, they came right back. Our attacks don't work on them. No way. One of them goes straight for Wendy. Carla takes notice of that. And same thing with Urza. And Urza's still just like, no, just out of my way. Using the circle sword. How do we get rid of these things? And that's when Irene says, use a concept enchantment. And she's like, Irene, those things are born of a spirit art, neither magic nor spell. They're spirit art life forms created by spirit powers. Be careful, there must be a spirit artist nearby somewhere. It's a concept enchantment. I've never heard of it. That's everything Irene's telling Wendy. It's simple, You know like how you need ether now to use magic, right? There's a similar component to using the spirit arts. It's called spiria. And there must be plenty of it in a place where the spirit arts have developed as dramatically as this. Take it, you take it into yourself and use it to enchant your magic. If you bestow the concept of your spirit arts on your magic, you'll be able to fight the spirit arts as well. Give it a try. This time, I'm really going to sleep. So good. She's basically telling Wanda, like, look, you got this from here on out. I'm a crash. So I gave you all the knowledge I need. You can take care of it. Something like Ether, but not magic. I found it. Concept enchantment. I enchant Urza with the spirit art. And Urza's like, wait, Wendy, well, what is this? Attack them again. And she's doing that. Urza does exactly what Wendy told her. And she's like, it worked. Carl's like, fantastic. Wendy, that's amazing. It's no big deal. And she's thinking to herself, like while blushing, like, I had your mom's help. Now we can fight back. Right, that's between Wendy and Urza. And this is really cool to see. And, Yoko takes witness of this and she's like, not bad, not bad. I guess this makes you just to be Selene's toys. Who's there? I'm one of Selene's bodyguards, the Moonlight Divinities. Yoko of the Demon's Parade, a lackey of Selene's? Let me show you just what you monsters are made of. Are you sure this is the right way? How should I know? By the way, forgot to mention, from this point on, we cut over to Natsu and Gran. They're just like bickering. Like, we're walking into a blizzard. You're the one who can use fire, burn it up. And Happy's just like, sorry, but this fight is really getting on my nerves. Like, would you stop? And someone walks over and like, wait, who is this? I am one of the Moonlit Divinities. Hakun. Or Hakune, I think that's how you say it. I think it's Hakune. Hakune of the snow, moon, and flowers. Here before you, a woman. That smell, it's a lot like Selene. My, what ravishing men you are. There are only women among the Moonlit Divinities. But when I see such manly men, I just can't help wanting to kill them. Then you cut over to Lucy, and this is some of the bits I'm talking about here. So we cut over to Lucy. What do we do? Like, we're lost, separated from the others. I most say this is one strange. Okay, he didn't say it like that. One strange place. Like these flowers. Look at this, Lucy. And okay, so this whole part we don't get in the anime. Okay, the part with the flowers are like gone. Like they're singing. Like Lucy being like, "Oh, they're so cute," and then they start like throwing a hissy fit. None of this is like in the anime, which I kind of miss, honestly. I miss that we don't have this because this part was actually kind of funny. It's super brief, mind you, but it's still pretty funny. And then, of course, this whole exchange between Lucy and Taurus, like that's not really there. They're more so let's just like walking by, and like that's when you have Mimi show up, the immovable of the Moonlit Divinities, hereby to annihilate you. And Lucy's like, she's huge, and Taurus is like, which, Mimi takes a good look at Lucy. She's like, God damn, she's sexy. And Taurus is like, I couldn't agree with you more. Well, that's exactly what he's saying right now. And Lucy's like, seems like only bulls and gigantic women take notice of that. Then that's kind of where we end off chapter 70. Now, 71 is titled Spirit Arts. Okay? And Lucy, like, with her size, she must rely on her physical strength. Huh. And now I'm about physical strength. Let me handle this. Moo! Moo? Like you see Taurus kind of struggling, and Lucy's like, is she even overpowering Taurus? Okay then. Star dress, Taurus form. If we push together, and Mimi's like laughable. Lucy, Taurus, and again, Mimi having a big weakness against Lucy when it comes to her, being totally fine. I mean, look, it's no secret. Lucy is fine, and there's nothing wrong with that, but goddamn. But I will not be defeated for Selene's sake. I will win. Selene? She works with Selene? And again, stuff like this, like the movable blade, like you don't necessarily see a lot of this. Like all you see is the attack and Lucy's like the trees, but you don't really get to see like much from there. And then of course you see some of the stuff with like Hakane, because we go back there to Natsu and Gray. They're there, and she's forming like these women around them, and she's like, yeah, they're snow women. Can make use of any woman who lies deep in a man's heart. So obviously for Gray, I mean, no surprise there that it's Juvia. We ain't too surprised at that. Juvia, what are you doing? I belong to you, don't I, Gray? And she's like, wow, so cold. She's a puppet made of snow. And the fact that Natsu has all these chicks. I mean, look. Lisana, I get. Mira Jane, I'm a bit confused. Lucy's obvious. I get that one too. Same thing with Ursa. Wendy's more of like a sister thing. What the hell? That's what I think. Then Kana's there too. And Gray's just like, why do you have so many hung over you? And then freaking Happy. This is what I'm talking about. Happy living his own paradise. He's like, yo, I got 2 girlfriends to take care of me. Even if they are spirits. You got Carla and you have Touka. Oh, happy. And you have Hakane saying, the women in your own heart will drain your life. And, Snow Juvie is like, great. Lucy like, come on, Natsu, you can touch me if you want. And Lisana's like, when I was little, I used to dream of being your bride. And Urz is like, let's have another bath together, Natsu. A naked bonding. And Wendy's just like, Natsu, you're just a big brother to me. And they're like, Natsu. And as soon as this is all going on, Natsu's like, okay, enough of this. I ain't having any of this. And he says, they're just all puppets, ain't they? They don't smell like them at all. I know the people I love. And Gray does the same thing. Believe me, the real things are dangerous business. And Happy's still just being happy. Happy. And Gray's like, I don't know about that guy over there. And Nud's like, okay, let him have some fun. Oh, to think my art had no effect on you. Must say, the human heart can't bear to lay a hand on even the image of a friend. How cruel of you. And how wonderful. Then I, Hakane myself, shall suck the life out of you. Well, what's this feeling? And you see all the members of the Moonlight Divinities doing, their stances, okay? You have Yoko doing what she's doing, same thing with Mimi. Like, they're all performing some kind of thing. Like, Yoko performs the Smoke Warrior, which completely throws Wendy and Urza for like a big loop. I mean, a big loop. And same thing you kind of get with Lucy, okay? All the while, like, and we cut over to chapter 72, by the way, now. Touka and Faris are trying to figure out where everyone is, and they're like, I don't know where they are. What should we do? I'm not sure there's much we can do. Let's head for Whiteout Temple. That's what Faris says. And Touka's like, well, what's that? It's where we white out shrine maidens spend our lives. Perhaps we can convince the chief of the white shrine maidens to help us. And then cut back over to Lucy and Mimi with their fight, seeing what they're doing. Lucy's still trying to hold her own, which is pretty cool, going in the star dress. But, of course, kind of throws Mimi off. And Lucy uses Aqua Metro, which is really cool, by the way. She swallowed it full of minerals. Immovable palm. throwing Lucy back. And this is where she summons Ares. Kind of cute to see Ares again, not gonna lie. And she's like, she can summon yokai like Yoko-chan? And you have Ares being like, I'm not a yokai. I'm very sorry. Ares hit back. Wool ball. Oh, it feels good. And now she uses Scorpio, using the gate of the Scorpio, which is calling it Scorpion in. Pretty cool there. What's that? Immovable hurricane. Like, basically everything Lucy's trying to do, not exactly working. Even freaking Capricorn steps in too. And I thought, dude, when Capricorn steps in, usually 95% of the time, it's like good for the most part. But still, able to do nothing. Okay? Nothing. And keep in mind, Lucy doesn't have her keys on her. So she's only able to do so much. And eventually, Lucy does, pass out, in a sense. And then likewise, you have a similar case here with Gray and Natsu against Takane. They're both just like, what's with their magic? It's so cold. Her magic itself is freezing, and Takane uses Diamond Effect, which freezes them. I can't use my fire. No, I'm supposed to have better ice resistance than anyone. Happy's just frozen because happy. My spirit art is to freeze magic, spells, other spirit arts, any power that cannot be seen with the eyes. Natsu screaming. Gray's like, damn it. They're basically all like icicles at this point. Oh, handsome man indeed. Now you'll sleep forever within my eyes. And that's kind of for the gist of chapter 72, I should say. Because very, like, Team Natsu, like Natsu, Gray, Urza, Wendy, Lucy, they're defeated. Like, they are taken out. Just like that by the Moonlight Divinities. And Selene, in her, palace, I was like, it seems they cannot defeat the Moonlight Divinities. How boring. What a disappointment. And here I wanted to twist them some more. Can you hear me, my sweet little girls? I'm afraid you can't kill them. Bring them to me. I have just the thought of something. A banquet cruel and wonderful. Which, in saying that, this could have been, honestly, with them being defeated, that could have technically been the end of the episode. I would have been perfectly fine with this being the end point of the episode. But, and also considering that that's also where Volume 8 ends up. So now we cut over to Chapter 73, the start of Volume 9. And it's titled Moonlight Banquet. So we're at the Black Moon Mountain, okay? Selene enjoying her finest hour, okay? And I'm not just saying that because, she's, gorgeous as all hell and enjoying herself like in the springs. No, it's not just that, but, she's obviously getting out, putting her clothes on, and she's like, sorry about the wait. Must say, I must have 3 baths a day. And Grace, like, bathing right in front of a couple of guys. Well, what are you, perv? And Natsu's just like, hey, you untie these ropes right now. And Selene's like, dragons never developed a habit for wearing clothes, but I suppose it's better to abide by human standards. When I'm in this form, where the hell are we anyway? That's what Gray asks. And Natsu's like, I remember getting frozen. This is Black Moon Mountain. Elentear's moon never looks more beautiful or more unsettling than it does from here. Elentear's moon never waxes or wanes. It's one of the things I liked about this world. Who cares? Like, let's throw down, which is what Natsu says. And Gray's like, that's it? That's all you want, isn't it? And Selene's like, you're a bit off the mark. My objective is enjoyment. I don't want to eat humans and I don't want to rule the world. I simply want to have a drink while contemplating this exquisite moon. Gray's a bit speechless by hearing that. And Natsu's like, maybe you're not as bad as you seem. Like, that's what Natsu's initial impressions is as soon as she says that. He's like, maybe Selene is not that bad. Then the next part happens when you get Celine's like sadistic expressions, and the way Nana Mizuki pulls off Celine's dialogue, I have to say, is masterclass. Okay, who cares if a couple of worlds are twisted out of shape for my enjoyment? Nope, you're just as bad as you seem. Like, just like a switch. Natsu's like, maybe you're not that bad. As soon as she hears that, he's like, yeah, no, never mind. I take back everything I just said. Elentear is already overflowing with magic. I'm going to flood it with even more. That's what she tells Natsu. Gray says, they said it'll explode, but before all that, I invited you here so we could play. Here on Black Moon Mountain, now it's time for the banquet. And you have all these chicks, all these maids, if you will. They gather all the food, like it's some kind of occasion, like a festive occasion, if you will. Gray's like, what the hell is this? Natsu says, damn it, they're trying to make us all smell good. And one of the maids is like, want some? Say, I don't want any. My, what a fine body. That's what one of them is also saying to Gray. Hands off, so cold. I think some of this interaction we're getting is not exactly there. So, like, some of the stuff kind of gets cut, but I'm going over it because it's on the manga, right? And Celine's like, to savor a couple of captive men along with their wine. What more could a woman ask for? Go ahead, everyone, sing and dance. Let the moonlight carry you away. And while all this is going down, Celine's like, now it's time. Yoko, is everything ready? Yes, ready and waiting. From a woman's heaven to a demonless hell. She snaps her fingers, the moon, shines bright. Everything turns to white, by the way. Natsu and Gray is like, wait, what the hell? The moon, it's huge. And they both get teleported, okay? Natsu finds himself in the cave. It's like, how'd I get here? He's trying to figure out where Gray is. And Selene automatically, she telepathically communicates with Natsu and Gray, saying, you're deep below Black Moon Mountain. And every kind of monster and spirit is down here with you. Welcome to Onigasuki, the Demon Moon. You're in separate locations. Can you fight your way past the yokai and climb up back here? We'll be watching you struggle as we enjoy our banquet. And Gray's like, she's screwing with us. And Natsu just feeling super excited. I'd say that's 100 times better than hanging there for you to admire. And he's like, yokai demons, I don't care. Bring it on. I'm all fired up. And yeah, this part, pretty cool. Pretty badass, not gonna lie. Because you see the first couple demons that pop up, and Natsu's just like, alright, no problemo, I got this. I guess monsters aren't all that scary. And he's taking on everyone. Then there's this one thing, okay? This one snake-like figure. And it's slithering away throughout the cave. And Natsu's trying to figure out, what is that? Is it above me? The sting's magic is different from all the others. And as soon as she wraps her tail around Natsu, okay, Natsu's he says crab, and then she starts stinging her tongue out. Huh? And it's Lucy, okay? Lucy has turned into a yokai. And that's exactly what Selene says. She says, your friend is a yokai now. A Nuraona. I think that's how you say it. And I'm not going to even joke here. Lucy literally has Natsu up against her bosoms, okay? Which is saying a lot, especially for a Nalu fan. especially for like myself. Okay, I'm a huge Nalu fan, but like, here's the thing: getting this moment in the manga was one thing, but the way the anime took it, oh my god. Okay, Natsu's just like Lucy, and he's like, this is agony, but also ecstasy. Wait, where are your legs? Well, what happened to your body? And then, of course, you get the reactions from like some of the maids. They're all finding this funny, which they don't linger on this for too long in the anime. They really don't. Some of the reactions they're kind of cut for the most part. But Natsu's just like, damn, she's so strong. And Lucy's like, Natsu, I'm going to eat you up. Which, listen, I'm going to say this right now. This is Lucy hitting her most deepest inner desires, okay? That is what Yokai Lucy is. Yokai Lucy is everything Lucy wants to be when it comes to Natsu, okay? Everything Lucy has felt for Natsu, she's always kind of kept in the back of her mind. She's bringing it all out into full fruition here. The whole "I'm gonna eat you up" Natsu, that should tell you how Lucy truly feels about Natsu. More importantly, she wants that man. Okay, that's the thing. She wants him all to herself. And Natsu's like, man, dude, she's kind of weird. And he even says like, hey, like Lucy, like go back to normal already. And Lucy's like, I wish you wouldn't shout into my bosom. And quickly uses her tail, swings them back. And she's like, it's embarrassing. Then put some clothes on then. Sheesh. Damn. But anyway, I get it. Like, I see what this is. If I punch you good, you'll go back to normal, right? And again, the reactions for the most part are cut out. Like, you don't get any of the reactions from like any of the maids, anything from Hakane or Mimi. But Natsu says this will be the first time we've gone head to head, and Lucy's like, I guess so. Here we go, Snake Lucy. And Lucy's like, my magic is many times its normal strength. And then we cut over to Gray. Gray's like, okay, I guess I should go find Natsu. Those women, though, what are they? A bunch of perverts? Making naked guys for a side dish for their little banquet? It doesn't feel right if I'm not the one to take off my clothes. Okay, not much is being dealt on here for Gray's side of things. I don't even remember if they tackled the topic of him thinking about Juvia, but then you hear a voice from a far distance. Say, Gray, are you worried about Juvia? And he's like, that voice, Wendy. And she's like, that's right. And you've got Neko Wendy, okay? Let's think about this in perspective. Neko Wendy has entered the fray. And dude, she's looking adorable as hell, okay? I'll be real. Neko Wendy is an adorable look. If you were to tell me Wendy was gonna have a Halloween costume, this would be it, okay? Wendy would totally be a cat girl, okay? If we're talking Neko girl status, Wendy would be that, 100%. But I'm a Baka Neko, and Gray's like, huh? What? Say, can I call you Gray-sama too? I play with Meow lots and lots. I'll play with you to death, in fact. And Gray's just thinking like, dang. Look, I know she's a yokai, and Wendy's always been adorable. But she's still just adorable, even like this. What happened to you anyway? Like, did they get you? And where's Carla? And as soon as he talks about Carla, okay, this is the point where not only do we get a giant freaking cat, we get two giant cats. One of them is Carla saying, no one is allowed to hurt you. The other one says, I. Automatically, that is Happy. So Happy and Carla, they have been transformed. Super massively transformed, okay? And listen, if we talking transformations, because listen, Happy is like long due for a transformation, okay? We know Carla has her transformation state. We know Pangela has a transformation state. Happy needs one, okay? He really does. Because Happy's like, I. And of course, Grace freaking out. You can't be. And they're all, and Wendy's like, go get her right now, meow. And Grace like, what the hell's going on here? Of course, cut back to Natsu using Fire Dragon's Iron Fist against Lucy. It's not really doing too much though, because Lucy's like, fire doesn't work on a Nirvana. Water's our element. It's just like Juvia. All right, you. And Lucy in this state, I should say, she's full of Natsu. Because she's like, Natsu, stop. It's me, Natsu. And for a split second, he hesitates. And then, Lucy's sticking out her tongue. It's like, gotcha. Aquametria. Where'd all this magic come from? I don't remember Lucy being this strong. And Selene's like, Yoko powers have made her many times stronger than she was. Not with magic, but with spirit power. And, that throws Natsu back, and Lucy's like, you don't look so good, Natsu. And Natsu's like, now I'm mad, Snake Lucy. Lightning Fire Dragon. And as soon as Natsu's about to go into that state, okay, he's about to use, Lightning Fire Dragon mode. Then you hear a voice, like, within the pond saying, hey, are you trying to kill Lucy? Who's there? Celestial spirits can be summoned even without keys in this realm. And with all this water, shocks Natsu. Lucy, I can't say, this isn't normal Lucy, by the way. So Lucy is just like, huh? Like, just let me take care of this. I'm used to dealing with her. Naza takes notice that it's Aquarius. And like, that's kind of where we end off the episode. Like, we end off the episode right there with Aquarius showing up. And yeah, like, quite literally, this is where we end off chapter, not only just chapter 74, but just the episode in and of itself. So, given that, what are my thoughts on this episode? Well, I'm not going to call it pure perfection, first and foremost. Because, like, and it's crazy to think that we covered, like, was it 5 or 4? Hold on, I gotta see. Because I thought it was 5. But based on this, it just looks like it's 4. Yeah, so, it's just 4 chapters, technically. Well, if you're counting the previous chapter, then yeah, I guess it's 5. Like, let me think here. Go back to chapters 69 real quick. I mean, okay, yeah, they do kind of recap a little bit of the last episode. So if we're counting that, then yeah, it's technically like 4.5 chapters, if we're being perfectly real here. But even with that though, even with that said, again, and this is like just me nitpicking, but I do think it's fair. Like if we're talking about an accurate adaptation, the only thing with this episode is you don't get a lot of the comedy bits that came from the manga, okay? Like the whole scene with Lucy and the flowers, I was actually kind of looking forward to when it came to the anime. And the fact that they kind of skimmed over that was kind of just like, see, I wish that was there. I wish they kept the scene with Lucy and the flowers just because I thought that was actually pretty amusing too. And of course, not seeing a lot of the reactions from like the maids of Selene, I do think it's kind of a missed opportunity too. So again, even though it's a nitpick, it is still a gripe. Like if we're talking about an comparison to the manga, then yeah, that is unfortunate to say the least. So, like, if I had to give this episode a rating, I'm gonna say right now, it's a great plus episode, arguably amazing. Now, the reason why I'm saying great plus is because I do think Aquarius' design just slightly, like if we're comparing Aquarius' appearance to when she shows up in the manga versus how she shows up in the anime, just design wise, not like the way she pops in, because the way she pops in is very identical to the manga. Okay? It's like scene for scene. Aquarius' design, I will say, just for her reintroduction, okay, just the way she's designed, I think is just a little off, just a little bit. It's still Aquarius, but like just the way how they've captured her was just this one episode. I'm like, okay, it's not perfect, but I do think they could have touched up the design a little bit, just a little bit. So, well, again, not pure perfection. It is great plus borderline amazing. That's where I'm gonna kind of put my ratings on when it comes to episode 21. And plus, first of all, like I said, the Nalu moment. Okay, we've all been waiting on this moment for a long time. Okay, manga readers especially. I remember reading this part for the first time, and I'm like thinking, dude, when this part gets animated, like it is gonna be the talk of the town. And listen, yesterday, not even last night, like yesterday morning when this dropped, everyone was talking about this. Like, dude, holy shit! Did y'all notice that Nalu moment? And it was something, okay? It was definitely something, and quite spicy too. Quite spicy. Quite like, oh my god! They really captured Lucy's beauty in a number of ways with this, even if it isn't snake mode. But you know, that goes without saying much. Plus, this dude Natsu, okay, he did not deny how it felt being up against Lucy, okay? Like, the fact that he was like, dang, this feels like, okay, he didn't say it like that, but he's like, I don't know what this is, but it feels good. And I'm like thinking, okay, he didn't deny it. He did not deny being against Lucy's bosses. So take that for what you will, okay? And that is a line from the manga, too, okay? I will say that. But aside from that, like, I'm actually kind of curious because based on how they pace this episode, I think there's a huge chance that we'll wrap up Elentear by episode 25. And I never would have guessed that, okay? Like, if you told me when this anime first started, I would have said, no, and I do remember actually saying this. The Wood Dragon God arc, okay? The scene with Urza and Jalal, like, hugging one another, to me, I thought that would have been the end of season 1. But it's not. We're covering Elentear, like, right now, okay? We covered 4 chapters. And if anyone's curious how long Elentear is, well, let's look at it. So, the Moon Dragon God arc starts at chapter 64, okay? So, you do 90 minus 64, you get a total of 36, okay? Now, keep in mind, we ended this off. This episode covers all the way up until chapter 74. So all that's missing is the last 16 chapters. And there's a good chance, you guys. There's a very, very good chance that Elentear will be wrapped up by the last episode of the season, okay? Episode 25. That'll be the wrap up of Elentear. And it's going to be interesting. It's honestly going to be really, really interesting to see, how much content they tackle for episode 22. Obviously, I'm going to be there to talk about the episode when it comes out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tackle it today or tackle it again next Monday like I was able to today. But, when I get the chance to talk about the episode, I'll definitely talk about it. But for the time being, you guys, that is pretty much all I have to say when it comes to this live stream discussion slash review on Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, episode 21. Let me know what you guys thought on this episode. Did you guys have any gripes with the episode? Did you have anything you loved about the episode? How did you guys feel about the Nalu moment? And aside from that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm LuckyRave. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Fairy Tale content here on Mashima content, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Laters.